And
we are
live.
back. Oh my gosh.
We're back. Are we? Are we back? Or is this like false news?
You know, because whenever we say we're back, we're not really back.
I know. Something always happens. And yeah, it's been a long time, okay? A lot has changed. We went to Mexico for 4.5 months.
We lived in Mexico for 4.5 months.
We brought the podcast equipment, but we weren't able to film.
What happened?
Okay, so let's go back. All right. So the last time we recorded an episode, I think, was back in December or November of 2023. And we were talking about stuff. We were like, yeah, we're going to be in Mexico. Did we even announce? I was about to say, I don't think we know.
I don't even think when we
did not know
those videos, I don't think we made the decision to even go to Mexico.
It was last minute. I remember making the, yeah, can you hold it because my wrist hurt. I made the decision to go to Mexico on like December 11th. It was a very last minute decision. And I just bought the tickets because the point that I was in was just in a really I was in a state of desperation, to be very honest. And I was in, we were like, we had a really, really tough 2023. It was very stagnant for both of us.
I mean, between her and TSW, my dad with cancer, it was a lot. You know, we had to move back home from being in LA by ourselves for damn near 2 years, right? And then to now go back to moving in with your parents for a year, you know what I mean? It was, so just...
And you were driving over to my house like every other day, and we were just spending time at home watching TV. It was just depressing. It was depressing. We needed a change, and honestly, when I booked the tickets, I told Chris, like, I feel like I remember texting you. I hope I can find it, but I texted you, and I was like, we're going to Mexico, and you said, what? Mind you, Chris hadn't been out of the country at that point too. So just saying that spur of the moment, me like looking like this going through TSW, like I was so bad. Like my eye, we had just been to an eye appointment and my eye was like not able to shut. Like I was in a really bad state, but something in me was like 2024 is not going to be like that. It's going to be transformative and it's going to be amazing if we just...
I felt like that too, but you know, we gaslight ourselves to feel that every year when the year ends.
I mean, but yeah, and then considering all the hard stuff we went through, it's like, oh, are we really going to have a good year? The next year's gotta
be better, right? Because this year's been so bad.
So yeah, so with all that being said, I have a friend, shout out to you, Mia. Mia was sharing about her story of her healing naturally in Tulum, Mexico, and honestly, we got on one FaceTime call and something in me was just like, we've got to go. Like, we've got to go and we've got to go soon. So we made the decision so last minute. We bought tickets for December 31st.
She told you, she texted me that. And I was like, no, bro. I was like, what?
He was just fully not.
To be fair, we say we're going to do things all the time. When we were in LA, when we were in LA and you just started going through TSW, I don't know if you remember, but we said we were going to go to Switzerland and to one of your,
Sweden,
to one of your cousins or something and live with them. And I was like, yeah, we're going to, for sure.
Were just, making, different plans.
And then we were like, we're going to go to Japan. Let's just go to Japan. We're going to do that. And then...
I can't tell if it's I'm sorry.
You think it's too high?
No, I don't know. I can't tell.
We should have listened to it back first.
Yeah, no, it's fine. And then also, mind you, last year, so much happened. We were going to decide to move to LA. We decided that we were going to try to move back to LA three different times.
Yeah, 3 separate occasions.
So I can see why in his perspective.
So all of our LA friends that think that we just up and ditched you guys, we did not. Okay, to be fair, we were coming back on 3 separate occasions.
But every time we were making that decision, my body simply was just like, no, no. And I could tell, it manifested in my skin, and I could tell that my body was just not done with TSW yet. I'm still not done with TSW yet. So honestly, this seemed like the most unrealistic thing, but we just made it happen. We just made it happen. I took money out of my savings and I was just like, let's just make this happen for us. We deserve it so bad. We didn't even know how long we were going to be there. I had booked the Airbnb initially from December 31st to January 31st. So I was like, let's just do it for a month, but honestly, I was like, if we enjoy this and we see healing, let's just stay. So
Because why come back?
Yeah, because why come back?
It was literally, it was beginning of this, winter. Like, and
yeah, that was the whole point too. So like, I didn't just make that decision just to be like, whatever. It was butt crack cold winter,
and
like in Charlotte, North Carolina. It's terrible.
The cold weather is really bad
for my skin.
So we just thought, hey,
we need
let's just
to try a
thug it out
location.
over here, like instead of going back to the cold, because it's like we could be cool. Like all the progress that her skin had for the month that we were gonna be there, we were like, what's the point of having that progress to then go and revert? Welcome, Daisy.
This is Kitty. We're shooting this podcast at our friend's house, by the way. Shout out to you, Cynthia. Thank you so much.
This is Kitty. Yes, shout out Cynthia. This is Kitty. Kitty loves
Kitty
me.
Daisy.
Animals tend to love me. I don't remember what I was talking about because I fully got distracted when she jumped in my lap.
It's okay. Well, made the decision to go to Mexico. Didn't know that we were gonna stay that long, but it just ended up happening. So we immediately got there and my skin was just trying to adjust. Honestly, it took a while, but I did start to see healing within the first month. That was like exponential. I just started going into the ocean and having the ocean just like seep into my skin, just like healed it so much, and being in a warm climate was so wonderful.
And the food, well, other than but the food being just...
The food was so good.
Yeah.
The food was so good. The people are so good. Like it was just magical to be there. And Mexico, I say all the time, like healed so much more than just my skin. It healed my soul. It healed just what we needed. Like after just craziness, I don't think like no one understands.
I don't even think it's the fact of being in Mexico. It's the fact of just, you guys will get this if you live on your own, just independence, having independence again, just
like feeling like a normal human again.
I don't care if you're like 30 years old, bro. I feel like if you move back in with your parents, you just feel like you're 16 again, and it's going through the motions.
And it's like, we did that not out of like choice. It was what we had to do to survive, like it was intense
to survive.
And we just needed a mental we both needed just a mental shift. And like genuinely sometimes that only comes with shifting your physical environment. I'm a big advocate for like changing your environment when things are just stagnant, when energy isn't moving and you were in your same physical realm 24/7. If you obviously within the reasoning, if you have the ability to, and it's something that you're thinking about, if it's like moving to a new location to get a fresh start, like that really helps. It really does help. It gives you a bigger perspective on the world, because to us, the year in Charlotte just felt like life was happening to us. And once we were able to drag and drop ourselves somewhere else.
Sometimes you need a little drag and drop.
You need a little drag and drop. But then once that happens, you gain so much perspective, clarity, like see that the world is so much bigger, see that healing is possible. Like we just needed that. But so we were there and we were planning
I want to interview you, right? Yeah. So for the TSW like girlies and guys out there, right? For the TSW listeners, what was and I want you to tell us this story exactly how it was. What was your first experience getting into the water versus your last experience leaving the water?
Oh wait, that's such a good question.
That's a great question.
That's a really good question. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh, it's documented too, which I find so cute. Okay, so I only posted one Mexico healing vlog until this day. There's only one Mexico healing vlog right now on my channel because I'll get into that later. But really, Mexico, I was thinking, I was like, oh, this is going to be the perfect time to get all this content in. I'm going to heal all this stuff. That is much easier said than done when you're going through like the thick of a health condition. Like you just don't have the energy to do as much as you think you can. So I did vlog like my whole first week. I really like pumped out a lot of content that first week, and my content started going viral too.
I'd say first 2 weeks.
The first 2 weeks. Pumping out a lot of content. Yeah, and immediately, like just as soon as we were in Mexico, my videos were going viral on TikTok. So that was almost like also like a motivator to just keep sharing my stories. So I was like, let's get in the water, like let's show how it is. So I brought my little camera into the water. And I was so scared it was going to burn, and it burned so bad, but the adrenaline of just like being in a new country and just like seeing that blue water for the first time and being there with you was just like, it was euphoric. It was just like, I remember like being so scared because at that point I hadn't been to the beach in like over 10 years, mind you. I don't go to the beach in North Carolina. It was a really long time. I don't go to the beach, and let alone like I hadn't even seen water that clear. So genuinely it felt unreal. It felt like we were in a movie. Like,
well, neither have I. I've never seen water that clear. But
yeah,
it hasn't been 10 years for
like
me.
and like you remember that first experience was just like so.
Well, New York water is black, so I feel like anything other than the black water in New York, you know,
anything is a step up. Yeah, so that was the first time getting into the water. I remember being so scared to even go out because like I'm so terrified of stuff in the water, but it was so clear.
She
like
hates jellyfish.
Yeah, I hate jellyfish. I'm very, very terrified of jellyfish. Like the beaches in North Carolina and like South Carolina have like dead, washed up jellyfish on the water, and it icks me out. No,
you said your aunt got stung walking on the beach. So
no, I've never said that in my entire life.
I'm just making
You're
that
just
up.
fully making that up.
That might have been a YouTuber. See,
it's really just
content, parasocial, bro. You be starting to think you're friends with somebody. No, that story might have came from somebody else.
That definitely didn't come from me. But yeah, I don't like jellyfish, so I'm just like scared of anything in the water. But there's like nothing in this water. It's just pure like salt water, bro. Like I don't know. It was just such a magical experience, and it's in our vlog, and we're just like jumping and like feeling the waves on my skin. I felt like a little kid, and I remember you also being like, we just feel like children. Like it just felt so nice to be like in that state again. I don't know, in that like childlike state.
So that was your first time?
That was the first time.
Okay, so what was your last time going to the beach, experiencing the water, knowing you're going home and going back through it?
Yeah.
And then the follow-up question to that will be, did it work? Because I know everyone's going to be wondering, you went there, you did all this, did it work? Yeah. How do you feel? Would you recommend it?
Yeah, so okay, yeah, this is loaded, but
it is.
Yeah, so to explain the timeline, right? We got there December 31st. All throughout February, I was healing very well. Like, but up until February 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th. I'm saying that because I know the timeline, because Chris got a tattoo when we were in Mexico, and he got it around like Valentine's Day. This was like my Valentine's Day gift to him. He got Satoru Gojo tattooed.
And yeah, I see the other one.
And yeah, the other one.
Another day.
Yeah, so he got the tattoo, and I remember that unfortunately was one of the last days where I was like okay and going on an upward trajectory. It was. Yeah. After
you couldn't honestly. I had to kind of like convince you to go get the tattoo that day because you really wanted.
Yeah, I wasn't even trying to go out.
I was like, babe, let's go do it today, because I was like, we don't know what day we're gonna go, so I was like, let's just go do it today.
I could feel it, and looking back now, I am 100% sure that I got an infection. The problem with TSW is that the skin is just so susceptible to infection, and once it's infected, it takes such a long time for the body to recover. So even now, I have to be so careful, and even for the next year, 2, 3 years, I have to be so careful about everything. I'm basically like immunocompromised essentially, because it's like anything that seeps in that's just not gonna work with my skin will cause a reaction. And at the time I didn't know it. I thought my skin was just flaring, and I was like, oh, this is just TSW. I had also just had my cycle. I think I just like gotten through my period.
So many layers.
There was so many things, and like TSW, you just can't tell what is flaring up what. But I could tell now from looking back at those videos, I got an infection, and it just spread and spread and spread and spread. I was bedridden from March to about May, to about April or May. This is where the dates get a little twisted. All this to say, we spent so much time indoors. Like a lot of our Mexico.
It was 1 month. Out of the 4 months, we spent 1 month inside.
We didn't see I didn't see the daylight. I did not go outside.
It felt like Los Angeles again.
Yeah, and it felt really depressing, and I didn't know if I was making the right decision. I don't know if I had just wasted all my time, but at the same time, I did know that I had seen healing there, and something had just went wrong. So let's just recover from this, bounce back, and keep going, right? So we were going to decide to leave in April. I had tickets booked in April to leave, and it was like 2 weeks before. It was about my birthday time. We went out for my birthday, which was really exciting, and this was when I started to force myself into the water around March 20th or so, because I was like, you know what, we're about to leave soon in April. We need to see if the water is going to work. So it was the scariest thing I had really ever done. And I was just forcing myself into the water with these open wounds. Like, it's all on TikTok. So if you guys want to see the journey, like, up and close, it's there. I'm also sharing it. Yeah, no, it's already on YouTube. I'm sharing. YouTube, I'm sharing it right now on
already
Shorts.
On YouTube.
Yeah, it's already on YouTube. The problem is, though, I had to cut. YouTube only has 60-second shorts, so I had to cut all of that and like consolidate all of the long content into 1-minute videos. So if you want the full, long, lengthy, like Mexico healing journey. It's on TikTok. But if you want like the short snippet cut down version of it, it's on YouTube. But yeah, so you guys will see, I'm right now, I'm at a point in posting the part where I was really down bad. Like I could not move, could not walk, could not hold things, hard to eat, hard to move my face, very, very painful. But I wanted to show people how real it was to endure this and to go through this.
We need an editor. If you're watching this and you're an editor, we need you.
What does that have to do with anything?
Everything, to moving your videos over to YouTube.
I know, I'm doing it. It's fine.
I know, but we also want to post YouTube videos. So if you're an editor, reach out.
If you're an editor, reach out. But also, I'm very about things, so I definitely need an editor.
Every content creator is about their things.
Yeah.
You just gotta find you right there. Person. You could be the right person. If you're the editor that I'm talking about, hit my DMs. By my DMs, I wouldn't be mad about it. If I
found someone that was like perfect, that would be a thing. But okay, we're jumping off topic. Fully jumping off topic. But yeah, all of this to say, I started getting into the water and I started seeing immense results. And now I'm going to talk about my last experience. Fast forward so many things. Essentially, we ended up extending our trip a month because I started to see healing. I started forcing myself into the ocean, which people are like, does it hurt? And I'm like,
does it hurt?
I'm like, do you know what it feels like to actually drown yourself in acid?
Did it hurt, sweetie? For the people that are wondering.
I genuinely don't even know how to answer that with like a straight, like, I don't know how people don't think it hurts. Like, even if you have a paper cut and you put it in water, right? Like, what does that feel like? Water that's not salt water. So, like, imagine my open wounded, like, arms, face, neck, chest,
for me,
stomach.
I'll say, and this is probably what other people are probably thinking as well, when I have a cut and I put water on it, it only hurts initially when I put the water. Once the water starts running on the cut.
Salt water.
Oh, well, yeah, I guess it's not salt water.
Yeah, exactly. So, like, just mind you. So it hurts like no other. I don't have words to explain it, but I do know that I'm very, very strong, and I just had to place myself mentally in this bubble of knowing that like this salt water hurts like fuck, but it is going to do such wonders. And basically the last time we got into the water, it was in May, and we had just gotten into a motorcycle accident.
Whoa, slow your roll.
You asked about.
No, I thought that was gonna be the ending. Because to be fair, not the ending of the video.
That was the last time I
went
into the water, so I'm explaining it because I went alone.
Was that the last time?
I went by myself.
Wait, so we went to the water and then went to go get breakfast?
And then the motorcycle accident happened that day. That wasn't the last time I got into the water. I went by myself.
Oh.
Yeah.
No. Okay, my bad.
So do you want to go back?
Nah. You can keep all that in.
We got into a motorcycle accident.
All this is staying in. No edits.
We got into a motorcycle accident. We were supposed to leave and be back home around May 7th, but then we had to extend our trip to the 15th.
Well, okay, we can't go over. We got to explain what happened with the motorcycle accident.
Oh my gosh,
So, like, real quick,
fine.
I'll give you the TLDR, right? Because I've explained this so many times already.
Yeah. Sorry. Having technical difficulties. We're back.
Okay.
Continue your story.
Crap, where was I? Oh, I wanted to go to this place that we have never had tried before, and it's a little bit far from our Airbnb. So finally, we decided that we were going to go, and we go after the beach, and the food was delicious. We tell them that we're coming back the next day. We say, all right, guys, we're going to see you tomorrow, because we had like 3 days left in Tulum. So we were like, we're going to come back tomorrow because this food was so good. On the way home from that breakfast spot, the same way we always go, right? On the same road we're always on.
Yeah.
There's 5 mopeds, right? Because we're in Tulum, we're riding mopeds. We call it a motorcycle accident. It was a moped accident.
Yeah. Well, we ran. Well, not you ran, but yeah.
Well, whatever. Hold on.
Yeah.
So there's 5 other mopeds in front of me, not counting us. So 6 in total, counting us, right? There's a dump truck in front of the 5 moped riders.
And we're on a 2-lane road.
Yes, we're on a 2-lane road. The other, 4 of those 5 riders go around the truck. So this is the typical behavior of people driving in other countries.
You can lane share and you can overtake.
Go right over.
If it looks clear.
You just go. This isn't wild driving. You're not going to get pulled over for driving like this. This is completely normal. So 4 out of those 5 drivers go. 1 hesitates. So it's just the driver and us and him, right? And then the truck. The dump truck. He decides to wait, like I just said. Then he's
in front of us.
He's in front of us.
Yeah.
He inches up goes halfway
past the dump truck.
Halfway during the dump truck.
Accelerates mad fast.
Right? So I see that. And then he stops. He comes back. Right? And I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah. And I was like, oh, he's hesitating. I don't know why he's hesitating. He does it again. And this time, I'm like, surely he doesn't hesitate this time because he just did that, right?
Like, you're going to go in front.
Mind you, his motorcycle was super fucking fast. Also, plenty of space. No cars coming. So much space. No cars coming. So he does the same thing. He pulls up next to the truck. This is the truck. He pulls up next to the truck, hits his brakes even harder than he did the first time. The only difference is I followed him this time. Unlike the first time, I followed right behind his bike. He hits his brakes. I see him hit his brakes because he second-guessed himself again.
Press on yours.
So I hit our brakes, and then I love tap him.
Like,
right?
literally love tap him. We hit him.
And then he doesn't even turn. He doesn't even probably notice, feel. He does a little wiggle, keeps driving. Fast forward back to us. We're fucking dying. My leg is being dragged across, I think, 5 feet of asphalt. My leg dragged under the moped, dragged across 5 feet of asphalt.
It just Jada took us.
Okay, so then we crash, right? We get up. I look at Jada. She is miraculously, perfectly okay.
God knew what I've been going through.
And I was like, look, I looked at her before I looked at me. So I was like, oh, she's
are you
good?
Okay? Like, looking me up and down, and then I'm looking
at... So she's good. So in my head, I'm good, right? So I'm not even looking at myself or nothing. I pulled the bike over. I, again, didn't even look at myself.
He's like looking at me fully up and down.
I feel no pain. I'm good. So I lift the bike up. Mind you, the bike, you know what? If you ever got into a car accident, your car breaks down and your brakes stop working. That's what happened to the moped. So the brakes stopped working fully. I had to drag this non-working, like 300-pound bike out of the road.
And you did it.
And I did it after just getting into a motorcycle accident, mind you. But I did it because of all the adrenaline that was going through me. So I didn't even think about it. So I'm pulling the bike over to the side, and one of the Mexican guys that's there...
Angels, mind you.
Yeah. He looks down on my leg, and he's like...
And then Chris is like, oh, it's
and
fine.
I'm like... I thought I was good, but I guess I'm not. Whatever.
The biggest...
I don't feel anything. It's not even that bad. It's not even that bad. My leg, it wasn't that bad. You didn't see no bone. It wasn't that deep. It doesn't matter. I wasn't bleeding. It was not that bad.
It was very scary.
Visually, it looked bad. But like for a cut on the scale of how bad a cut can be, it was not that bad. That's true. I was not bleeding. It was no bone. You could not see. It wasn't that bad. So, like I said, TLDR. It wasn't TLDR. I just gave you the full story. Whatever.
We got extremely lucky. Yeah. We had angels watching over us. Mm-hmm. We had angels that took care of us. But that ended up having to postpone our trip for a week. Yeah, so we had to extend our trip because Chris needed to pack all of our stuff. He couldn't bend his leg, so Chris had to keep his
mind you, I had a lot of work to do for a nigga that couldn't move.
Yeah, he literally couldn't move. Couldn't move. I can't move. I got one big gash on my toe that hurt like fuck. I mean, I couldn't walk.
It was so annoying. She was like, my toe, my toe.
I will say my toe was deeper than your road rash.
Yeah, but my leg was cut way
I
bigger.
understand. I know. Yeah. But like,
it was
I'm walking,
deeper. But I'm like,
regardless.
First of all, I was cut in 3 different places. My chest was also cut. And I also had a cut here and had a cut on my leg.
Battle scars. But I did have a big, deep gash, but that impacted a lot. If I didn't have that, I think I would have been able to walk around more, but I still had to walk around to get you gauze, get you all this stuff that you needed. I did a lot. I became wifey that week because I really was like, one's going to take care of us. Like, I have to do it.
It was nice being taken care of for a week. Usually when I'm the one, doing all the taking care of.
Funny side note story that I have to tell, but we started getting recognized in Tulum because of my TikTok videos just doing their thing. And the day that we got into the accident, I'm coming home with gauze, like limping, like sweating. My TSW skin hurts and burns. I'm just trying to get back to the apartment. And this sweet girl with her family goes, and I was like, and I'm by myself and I'm just holding the stuff and they're like talking to me and it was so sweet to meet them.
That was your first time?
No, that wasn't the first time.
The first time was at Potheads.
Yeah, that wasn't the first time. No, I'm saying that was one of the times.
Because that was the first time we've ever got noticed ever. And Jada's gonna be a superstar, so I have to remember.
That was for this though. That wasn't my first time being noticed from content. It was just, it's been a while.
It's different. You're famous now.
It's different.
Niggas didn't know you before.
No, not like that. Oh, whatever. No, not like that. But yeah, and she stopped me, and it was just such a sweet conversation. And I was like, yeah, we actually just got into a motorcycle accident. And she said it as casually as possible. And they were actually staying in our building, which is so funny. But
you know what?
Yeah, they were really sweet.
There is actually so much tea from this trip.
But
you know what? We're gonna get into it.
Yeah,
on the Thailand
let me answer the
Oh,
ocean.
you didn't even. Okay, no, I wasn't outroing. No,
I know you weren't.
Okay, yeah. I was just saying because there's so much I want to talk about.
So much. Oh my god!
Yeah, I want to talk about that, but then I'm like, and I also want to talk about there's other things I want to talk about. But I'm like, you know what? That's tea.
We're just gonna
later date. I'm gonna save that. Just know there's tea from this trip that we can't talk about right now.
We'll do an extended episode one day, but. TLDR, we'll do another we can't see TLDR and then give the whole story.
You gotta stop saying that.
Okay. So all of this like accident talk just to tell you that we extended our trip. Chris couldn't bend his leg, so this was going to be my first time going to the beach by myself because I wanted to be in the water one more time before I left. The water is where I feel the most connected. One last time. Yeah, I had to go one more time just to see the water. But Chris couldn't come with me, so I went by myself, and he literally couldn't move, and it was the most euphoric goodbye that I could say to a place that has just done so much for the both of us, and it was really emotional because I was like, oh, I wish Chris could have been here, but I just kept crying. I was just crying in the ocean to myself.
For the real podcast listeners, weren't we in an argument?
No, we weren't. You literally told me no because you were literally because the guy was like picking me up from the taxi and everything, and you were just making sure I was okay. We were fine. We were literally good. There was nothing wrong. Sure? Yeah, you couldn't come. You literally just couldn't.
No, I knew I couldn't come, but I thought we got into an argument.
Probably. There was just so much happening. I wouldn't be surprised, but no, I really don't think we were not fighting.
Yeah, living in the studio is tough.
No, literally. Oh my gosh. We're so used to it though. We're so used to the life.
Yeah.
We could live in like the smallest thing now. We know how to do it.
It doesn't mean I want to.
Doesn't mean I want to. No, we need our space.
Yeah. Go ahead and answer the question.
That was the last time I was in the water, and I cried so much, and it happened to be a day that was like raining. It was very like overcast, and mind you, the seaweed gets so bad around this time of the year, so it was just like not the best to be in the ocean, but for some reason I still had to get in and just like say my goodbyes. There was only like 6 people there at that beach that day when it's usually so packed and so crowded. Not so crowded, but like crowded enough to where it's like, you know, everyone gets their own spot, but I had the whole beach to myself to say goodbye, so I was just like sobbing in the water.
What a loser. Sorry,
I had to hit you. Sorry.
Dude, not the hair.
Sorry. I just had to love tap you.
Yeah, we got love tap, that's for sure. Actually,
no, you love tap them.
Not by my choice, though.
No, yeah.
Oh, speaking of love taps, rest in peace. There's this big YouTuber girl
we are not gonna.
that just passed away from a motorcycle accident.
Are you talking about? Are we talking about the same person?
I don't know who she is, but I've definitely seen one of her shorts before.
I think
she's famous.
She
just passed
hair?
away. She just I don't know, but
another
motor. Yes, they have. It was on Twitter.
Well, I'm not sure.
Another motorcyclist hit her, and it was crazy because usually a car.
Oh, so then no, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about a different YouTuber. No. I'm talking about a different YouTuber.
No. But yeah, rest in peace to her because
we don't know the status.
I want a motorcycle, but bro,
it's so dangerous.
I keep hearing
it's so dangerous.
They literally called them death cycles.
Even after ours, like, I know someone who just passed away overseas from I'm not gonna lie,
as cool as it looks, bro, man, it's not worth it.
It's so
really
dangerous.
Not. Yeah, it's not. It's
so dangerous.
If you know what, and I'm not even gonna lie, it feels so good being on the back of a motorcycle, but it's really not worth it, man.
It's so dangerous, man.
Yeah, and it's not even your fault. It's another driver, you know.
Even our scare was enough for me to be like,
not want to get on a motorcycle.
We did not want.
I'm not gonna lie. I mean,
it was just so tough. But yeah, that was my last time in the water. It was pretty wonderful.
It was euphoric, so to speak.
Very euphoric.
Well, thank you for coming on to my episode today.
Well, was that all you asked me?
I mean, those 2 questions literally took up. Oh, it's still recording. Those 2 questions literally took up 30 minutes. So.
Well, yeah, because you wanted to explain the whole thing. Okay, well, updates. Let's give updates and what's coming next. So, Chris and I actually leave. Well, did it work? Did the water work? Yes, the ocean is so healing. Besides the infection that happened to me that caused me to be bedridden for some time, the water is so healing, and I wish I was near the water now. If I had the choice, I would still be near there now, which is why we are heading to...
Mexico again. Yeah, I didn't think we'd be going back to Mexico again, but...
We're going to Thailand, and... So this is all. I think we do a whole nother episode on all Thailand is.
That's what I just wanted to say.
Yeah, I just wanted to. We just wanted to come back and give you guys a dip into the podcast. Give you guys the vibes.
Updates. The updates was Mexico. Yeah. I feel like we ended it with Thailand.
We're going to Thailand and we're very excited. I'm going there to get treatment though, so we're going to be there for at least 4 months. I think that's what we're planning on. We're really excited. My skin has gotten better, but as you guys can see, we're still very much going through TSW. I can't focus the camera right now, but but I look like more of a normal human. It looks like I'm returning back to my outer shell, which is really reassuring, but also really scary because it feels like I just haven't processed so much of this traumatic past 2 years. But all this to say, I think us making that one big decision to just start our lives in Mexico this year was just the best thing that could have happened to keep this kind of momentum going, this energetic flow going that we really needed. And we're just going to keep it going in a new country. Chris is going to unlock a new map in his territory. He's never been to Asia, so this is going to be
You unlocking a new map? Fun. You've never been to Thailand?
Yes, I have. I've literally been to Thailand. I was a baby, though.
So she's never been to Thailand.
But I've been to Malaysia and Singapore, and I've explored Southeast Asia. And it's about the same. They're kind of the same. But I'm very excited to explore Thailand.
Wait, that's racist. You can't say it's the same.
No, I'm saying the Southeast Asian region. What are you talking about?
You can't say it's the same.
I didn't say it was the same.
Don't mean you can say it's
You're
the same.
being Aggie. It's time to end the podcast.
Turn this shit the fuck off. Tired of this dumbass bitch. Sorry.
Are you serious? I'll pour this shit on you right now.
No, you won't.
Yes, I will.
Pussy. Stop. There's a cat on me. This nigga will kill you.
No. She's literally
tiger.
asleep. She is asleep.
Don't talk about Kitty like that.
But yeah, we're going to go eat some lunch now because we've done a lot today. And we shall be back with another episode when Chris gets his life together.
I'm tired of y'all nigga. Bye. See you later.
Bye, guys.
I get the last word. Like, comment, and subscribe.
Like, comment, and... Wait, no. Subscribe to the podcast. And that was it of Highkey Adulting.
Cheers. Clink. Clink.